Hey guys, welcome to our birth story and our first month with a newborn.
Crazy to be back at this again. Crazy. So we're gonna start off with the birth story, right? So
Yeah, so to go all the way back from when I actually started having contractions the day on the 19th, and I was actually just timing them out. And I actually have a calculator where it's like you can time your contractions or whatever.
do you remember the name of the calculator?
No, I don't. I
Yeah,
just typed in Google like timing contractions, and so many like apps and websites pulled up, and I just clicked on whichever one and started to actually time them. And I was waiting because you don't want to go like for all the girls go in the hospital and then they just send you home. So I wanted to make sure they were like 4 minutes apart before I was like, okay, let's go in.
definitely don't want to do that, y'all, because she already got two kids, already had two kids. This is our baby that blends the family fully, as people say.
Yeah.
So this is ours together. So that's why she was a pro at that. What would you recommend them going in at normally?
So I will say it's different from when I had my two daughters, because I was able to go in at like 2.5 to 3 centimeters. Now I guess they want you at basically 5, which is crazy to
Basically,
me.
that joint finna slide out. No
Yeah.
epidural, no none. So let's get into that. So would you recommend C-section or vaginal? What was better in your experience?
I actually had both. So with my first daughter, I had a C-section. It was emergency C-section. And then with my second daughter and also birth of baby girl was both vaginal. I definitely would recommend vaginal to me personally. And I really can't say because, the first one was emergency C section. So I wasn't able to go through like the real process of an actual C section. Like most people get Medicaid and all that stuff. So I didn't get to go through that.
And y'all got to remember the doctor's is going to push a C-section because it's more money also.
Yeah, he actually felt like, how did you feel, babe? Because okay, so the doctor that I chose, to me he was cool or whatever, but I think it's really important that your partner does come to the appointments, and I made that a point to him, just because then he's able to also give his opinion too, and also fill out the doctor and see things that you might not see. So,
Really,
which
just
he
having a
did.
man there, you could be more dominant. But most people, we know they got to work also. So we entrepreneurs, so we
Yeah.
able to set our own schedule. She was telling me most people go there with their man. When we went, I probably was the only guy there. I probably seen a couple of guys. So if y'all can't go, just remember to be assertive and let that doctor know what you want to do. Long as it isn't any health risk, I would recommend that you don't do the C-section also, because I know you're going to be in way more pain with that C-section. You can't
Definitely.
move around and all that stuff. I never experienced a C-section though. You have, so break that down. How was that compared to the vaginal for you?
The C-section, like what he just said, you can't move around. You can't be mobile, like get up and walk right away, like, and have like normal, I guess, interactions with your baby at first. So that's like the part that I didn't like either. And so many other things can go wrong in a C-section that could also hinder like other stuff, like, with you breastfeeding, like just so much stuff. So definitely I will always like say try to do a vaginal, but of course if it's health related any way, everybody has different like things that they want to do in their own pregnancy or whatever. Some girls are like, I'm just gonna do the C-section, and just do what's best for you.
And comment down below if you already had a kid and you got some good advice for the newcomers or the new people having babies. Comment down below, give some advice. We all here to help each other. This ain't no you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you recommend, your doctor recommend for you, that's you should do. But it's also normally like browns and blacks. we normally, they say, get what, 33%, no, 67% more of us are getting recommended a C-section.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind when you guys going to the doctors. Be safe, be careful.
And we experienced that. So that was funny because when the study came out, we were actually experiencing that where our doctor was trying to actually force like a C-section, even though I already had, given a vaginal delivery on my second birth. And he still was like very adamant trying to push the C-section on us. And luckily he was there because I feel like he was able to be like, no, we want this, even though I did tell him like, I don't want to do a C-section, so yeah, I think that is important. I mean, like I said, if you can't make it to every appointment, like for a guy, try to at least make it to like the important ones.
Yeah. And what is the important ones for the people who don't know?
Definitely seeing a baby the first time.
The ultrasound, ultrasound.
Yeah, ultrasound, of course, the gender, ultrasound.
If y'all not gonna do a gender reveal, all the ladies, fellas, they're gonna force us to do that gender reveal.
To me, I feel like the ultrasounds are really important, and then also when meeting the doctor, because everything's different now again. So like when my first two daughters, I had the same doctor. I seen him every appointment. Now it's like you see nurses and then you wait later and then see a doctor.
And that's just from our experience, right? We're in Arizona.
It could be different for
everybody. And we went to Gilbert, Arizona. So we went to a great area and everything.
Very great.
Gilbert was recommended the number one place for families at one point. I think they like number 4 now.
Yeah.
But they was like the safest place for families and everything like that. So y'all just do your own due diligence and do your own research. Also ask people who've been through it that has good advice. Nobody perfect. Ain't nobody trying to be better than anybody. We just trying to put out some good advice. So let's
read reviews.
Yes. And so let's get to this birth story. So with this being your third baby, what was different from the first two? Because one, you say you was out of there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you do an epidural or did you do it straight?
So, all my girls, I did epidural.
What?
Yeah.
She was trying to go raw. What you trying to do?
I was not trying to do epidural with.
So what is that called? What is the correct terminology of that? Do you know?
What? Epidural?
When you don't do an epidural, like all natural.
Oh, when you do natural, natural with no medicine.
Natural birth.
Yeah, natural birth. That's what I was actually aiming for. Which I think all women go into labor with expectations like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, and that's good to have. But I was not strong enough as I thought. Like halfway through, I was like, yeah, I think
she was strong, gang. She was strong.
I was actually holding it down. So to tell you guys, so we went into actually the hospital. It was like 11 o'clock at night or like 10:30. Okay, so we went in and they checked me and they're like, "Oh, you're 4 centimeters dilated. Technically, you're not enough to be admitted." And I was like, "What?" And I was like immediately getting upset because I'm like, I already waited till 4. You know what I mean? So just because I've read things online that's how things are going now. And then they said, go take a walk and then come back and we'll see if we can admit you. So we actually went out to the lobby and we walked around the building, and the whole time he was like kind of complaining about the hospital because he wanted to leave.
Told her from the jump, y'all, listen to y'all significant others.
Yeah.
We all can pick up energy. So I don't like when they treating you a certain type of way.
Yeah.
This is the only pregnancy that I ever dealt with that, where they was like actually like not hearing you, telling you to do it a certain way. I ain't like that at all. But this hospital only had one doctor?
Yeah. Oh, well, our OB place had one doctor. Yeah. So it was only one doctor and none but nurses.
Yeah. So I ain't like that at all. So I would just say, do your research, pay attention to the vibes, and change that hospital if you got to. We almost threatened them a couple of times, but don't head back to this epidural vibes.
So
how many centimeters were you
when they admitted me?
No, when you did do the epidural.
So
crazy.
Yeah, so when we came back from the walk, they said I was like already like I think 4.5. So we get in the room. At the point they checked me like an hour in, I was 5.5, and then we just let it
5.5.
progress. Yeah, we just let it progress, and I did tell her my birthing plans. Like this is what I plan to do. No epidural, things like that, right? The only thing that I don't like that they didn't do is like offer me something else like the gas mask and stuff. Maybe I wouldn't have taken the epidural, but they didn't give me no other solution. So eventually like the contractions just got worse and worse and they were all asleep. So I was trying to be quiet as
Same way I be
possible.
right now, gang.
Yeah, they were knocked out, and I was trying to be quiet as possible. But my water broke, and I told them, and she was like, "No, that wasn't your water." And I was like, "Yes, it was." But she was like, "No, it wasn't." And she checked me and said I was only still 5 centimeters. And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna want the epidural at 6 centimeters." Well, eventually, when my doctor came in about 3 hours later, he checked me and was like, "She's 8 centimeters dilated." And I looked at this lady and I was like,
She wanted to
yeah.
go crazy. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I wouldn't recommend none of y'all to go to the nurses and tell them when y'all want them to get y'all the epidural. If you know
Yeah.
you're getting the epidural, just
Just
tell them
get
you're
it.
getting that
Just
ASAP.
get it.
All that
Just get it.
6 centimeter, 5 centimeter,
Yeah.
whatever. Just get it ASAP.
Yeah.
It'll be less pain. Trust me, because she was in there. What? What?
Yeah, and I'm gonna edit that video, so I'll leave some footage in there so you guys to see it.
Yeah,
It
y'all
was
be able to check that out.
crazy.
Y'all will be like,
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
Um
What about, let's go back to that epidural though.
yeah.
You had some complications with it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to. So basically, when they came in, he came in at 8.5 centimeters dilated, and he was back there, and you were in front of me. So
They actually asked me to get in front of her. That was the first time I ever had that happen to me also.
yeah,
Normally you could watch them doing it. This time he had me go in the front. And of course, you already know what happened. What happened? Tell them.
well, I was just sitting there, and I kind of was not. I was freaking out a little bit, but he was doing something and it was
Wrong.
taking a long time. Like we recorded, it took 30 minutes for an epidural. Now, when my first daughters, it took literally like 4 minutes. And most women that I talked
How
to,
many
like
times he
four to
messed
five
up?
minutes. He messed up twice.
And we looked up the story. She was blessed
Oh my
because
God, I was
it went
blessed.
into a
Very
vein.
blessed.
Normally they said if it go down into your vein, all type of stuff can happen. Do your own research on that. They said seizures and all other type of things. So
I'm very blessed.
she was blessed that that didn't happen, but he
Yeah.
finally got it correct. And then she was up all night, right? She never took a nap, so she was in and out during contractions.
Yeah.
Baby girl trying to take naps in between contractions. That was crazy.
Yeah. When he came in with that second package,
What time you think it started?
what? Like me pushing?
Yeah.
Remember they started me at 6:30.
Yeah.
And then pushing is 6:30 and then she didn't come till 9.
9:31.
Yep. And like the whole
3
time
hours and a half.
because I got the epidural so late, I was like in and out. So when I was pushing or when they were trying to tell me to push, I was like falling asleep, pushing, falling asleep. It was so
Baby
crazy.
girl was in and out of it.
But what I did like is they gave me a mirror to like look everything, and I was kind of cool. I mean, some people said it would have been freaked out, but I thought it was pretty cool. I was able to actually see me.
Hey, fellas, we always gonna be freaked out. We can't do nothing but be
I
supportive.
don't see
and
how
be
y'all were
right
freaked
there.
out. I was not freaked out. I thought that was pretty cool. Like seeing like everything, I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. So I would like watch. Yeah. How did you feel?
I mean, I'm not a rookie to it, so I was cool, but skip what she's saying. For the guys, y'all know y'all don't like seeing that. Definitely if you see the head coming out with all this little hair on it right there, man, they be looking crazy. You be like, man, baby girl finna split open. So thank God, thank you for pushing her out. You know, it was a blessing. Make sure y'all there. It's a beautiful thing, and it's surreal to us. So when we having a kid as fellas, yeah, you can feel a baby kicking, you can see the belly growing, but when that baby come into the world, I'm talking about that hospital room starts spinning. I'm talking about ridiculous.
Really?
Yep.
What do you
Yeah.
mean spinning?
Because it's like, man, everything. Like, you just got to get your stuff together. You know, like the women always get it together. Us, we be like, man, now I got to provide. Now I got to hustle harder. Now I got to get to it. So if y'all fellas out there, y'all got kids, man, make sure y'all get into it. Make sure y'all
I
getting that
think,
hustle on.
am I wrong? But I think that you felt that from once I got pregnant. Like you were already, you know what I
I
mean?
mean, me and you both, because
Yeah.
she already had two. I already have two. So
We
we
gotta,
got two 13-year-olds. We got a about to be 10-year-old.
Yep.
And then we got a 6-year-old. So we already was getting to our hustle. So if this is y'all first package, just start hustling now, fellas. Ladies, start getting ready to sit down, right? Because
yeah.
I was able to sit down for a minute, be there for all the appointments because I work for
Yeah.
myself. I do tattoos. Check out the tattoo page. I'll pop it up on the screen or something in a second. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing if you could be there. But I would say get your hustle on, because when the baby come, you ain't gonna want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta hustle. You gotta provide. That's our job. Their job definitely is
It's to heal
be
first.
healing. We gotta
Yeah.
check on them.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. She's from Arizona. Once again, we're in Arizona, so I have no village. She has the village. Shout out to Mama. She was able to help
Yeah,
come
she was
here.
able to come for
You know what I'm saying? So
a
thank
whole
you.
week and
Yeah.
cook. Oh my God, that literally like saved
And we
my
needed that
life.
little like
Yeah.
kickstart, as you call it. She's able to do the stuff for the kids, be interactive with them.
Mm-hmm.
She always been good with that. So shout out to her. And make sure y'all have that. If you don't, be strong, be calculated.
Or ask for help if you need it, because sometimes like us women, we don't like to like bother people, so we won't ask for help. Ask for help. Like ask somebody in your family, like, can you?
And there's so many places and so many support groups and everything just
Oh,
to get
yes.
the advice and the knowledge. Trust me. Make sure that y'all Googling and searching everything. Don't be afraid to reach out to other moms. Y'all see the people on TikTok, comment and talk to them. Be interactive, because, man, this is a one in a lifetime type of experience. And a lot of people ain't blessed to have kids at all. We got 5 in the house, and it's a blessing. 4 girls, though. Pray for your boy. Pray for your boy. Y'all see what I got right here? I'm gonna have to be at the door with the Glock with my homies. You feel me? But
Yeah. I think that definitely for women, like the healing process, because right after we like give birth, for most women, not all, but I feel like sometimes you might feel like, dang, everyone rushes over to the baby, nobody really like checks on you, but your mom. Like my mom came in the room and she checked on me first, so I was like, oh, because I seen a reel like that, and I was like, oh, my mom did do that. She came over there and she's like, how are you, babe? This and that and that. And I was like, dang, I'm gonna be able to do this for my girls when they have kids. I'm gonna make sure I check on them. So yeah, make sure you guys just ask for help if you need it, because you definitely will need it.
and having kids are a beautiful thing.
Yes.
When I say it's beautiful, y'all, don't forget about that. I'm telling y'all, because the most people now only having one kid, and you got to think they're gonna regret that as they get older. Hers was a little closer than mine. You know what I'm saying? So I
3
think
years.
if you can do it,
Do it close.
they say the biggest thing a lot of people regret is not having kids. So if you could have kids, a lot of people can't. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. Make sure that you with the right person. As y'all all know, you never know who the right person, right?
Never.
Right?
Yeah.
The only time you learn is when you have the kids. So they do have something called 101 questions. Y'all need to look that up. Go ask those questions. I was asking her
Yeah.
all type of crazy crap. But I didn't really have to ask her because I was able to observe her as a mother already.
But you should still ask, because you
Yeah.
never know what's in people's mind. And like I always tell him, like, we're not mind readers, so you do have to like ask questions, because
Say that again, y'all know what?
we're not mind readers.
Y'all heard that, ladies?
Yeah, we're not mind
I
readers.
talk to a lot of people, and the number one thing they always say is they should know. The same thing we're going to teach all our girls, plus our boy, is tell people, first find out what you want, understand your love languages,
Yeah.
and then come to that person and tell them, have what you want. Of course, they're not going to do it all, but at least they can start showing you actions. Because y'all can't care about what people talking
Say.
about. y'all got to pay attention to the actions. That's what we're going to be teaching all the ladies in the house. So they're going to be coming, understanding what they want, what they can accept, and what they can't. And from there, their relationship can build and grow. Nothing going to be perfect. So,
how do you feel like our first week was? Was it hectic?
for her, it was hectic.
Oh my God.
I thought this was our first kid again.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I do feel like I do feel like it is I wouldn't say my first, but like starting all over and being such a big gap is literally it's all different. So I feel like for me it is. And I feel like
10 years it was.
Yeah, because also when my girls, I was around my family, like literally in the house with them. So it was way more hands-on help. And I think the first week, because of leaving the hospital, I told them, I think she has jaundice. And they were like, no.
Yeah, jaundice. Break that down real quick. What is that?
Basically, it's like the yellowing of the skin for the baby, and it could cause all other different complications if not treated right. So the first day.
Hold on. Before we skip that. So with the jaundice, normally, why does that happen? We looked it up and we found out.
So we just found out. Well, my second daughter is jaundice too, but I didn't know this. So basically, it's when our bloods don't mix. So when she was
different blood types. So
yeah.
I have a different blood type than her. So basically, her body was trying to fight off the different blood type from me inside of her body. So it's trying to fight it off, which is crazy.
Yeah,
and
that's
the baby
super
in there
weird.
Surviving and thriving. Ain't that right, Dalili?
Yeah. She smiled. Yeah. So that was like, I was like, wow, what if they would tell every parent that going in?
So you know what to look for.
Yeah. So then you could just know like, oh, she's probably going to need to be checked for jaundice. But needless to say, they released us within 24 hours.
And no cap. Who know they blood type? Really, blacks.
I do.
She do. Really, a lot of blacks. If you walk up to them and ask them their blood type, they don't be knowing. It's just the truth. So make sure y'all get to know y'all blood types and understand this. If you're looking to have a baby, know it way ahead of time when you go into TikTok or even YouTube Shorts. There's a lot of people talking about this.
Yeah.
So now that the information is out and we're in the internet era where you can literally look this stuff up, make sure y'all doing y'all due diligence, looking it up and checking out all the information. Trust me, this is life changing.
Definitely.
So let's go back to the first day when you was talking about jaundice. Wait, when did we get out of the hospital?
So they released us within 32 hours out the hospital because
that was the
fastest
ever.
Oh my God, for me too, because I'm like, dang. And I maybe because they thought I was like walking around by myself and I was able to get up and like I didn't really need a lot of assistance because
I would say
one thing I did not like tear or whatever, and so they felt like, oh, she can go home and baby's healthy, go home.
I would always say to everybody, stay that extra day.
Yeah, stay.
I know you want to get home and get in your comfort zone. She was all type of cranky and stuff because they was coming in the room, waking you up, and she breastfeeding y'all, so they making sure she breastfeeding and everything. Yeah. I think they was doing her job. The emotions are going to be everywhere, fellas. So y'all got to make sure that we the strong ones. Definitely, this is my third time, and I didn't understand anything about postpartum. Paying attention to the emotions, and a lot of that stuff was new. I'm way older now. I'm in my 30s. Like in my 20s, I didn't pay any of that attention. You know, I just making sure I was around the kids and being able to help out, but I didn't pay any of the emotions attention. Yeah. So take this advice from me, fellas and ladies. Pay attention to your emotions. Yeah. Don't hide them. You're going to be going through a lot. Do daily check-ins, hourly. I try to make sure when I get to the crib, get the baby ASAP, pick her up. And the women going to be aggressive on them babies, fellas. Definitely if it's their first one, they not playing. I'll get her. She be like, you want me to get her back? I'll be like, no, I got to give them a break. Give them a mental break.
Definitely. Yeah, you do that a lot. But yeah, when we got released.
Hold on. On that, make sure also, it is hard, fellas. I'm not going to cap. When the baby crying and everything and they breastfeeding, it's less connection. because they breastfeed. I know a lot of women has to do like
Bottle.
bottle,
Or, I mean, formula.
Similac,
Yeah.
formula, all that type of stuff, right? So make sure you there no matter what option they pick. Just be there. Ask them questions. Grab the baby. Walk
And
around with them. It's a lot of different stuff you could
and
do.
and if whatever the woman chooses, like let her figure it out because
Everybody
sometimes
professionals at that.
yeah, because I feel like when a mom chooses something with the baby, like if I choose to breastfeed, like for dads, I feel like just be supportive and be like, okay, you want to breastfeed, like leave it alone. Don't
And
push.
trust me, y'all, this is my first time really dealing with breastfeeding. Before I was doing formula, so we would have to hop around. Sometimes they spit it out, so you had to do all the different options. With this one, she barely spit up, if
At
that,
all.
just a little bit if she overeat. But I haven't even had her throw up on me or anything yet. Of course, it's our
Is that
first month.
crazy?
That's crazy for
Yeah.
me. But at the end of the day, it's a blessing. Just be supportive. Be cautious.
I know it's kind of, which is crazy. That is breastfeeding is kind of tough on dads because it does initially take that, like, and that's why I do try to pump. So now he can like give her bottles. So I pump and then breastfeed
And
mostly
stop
at
being
night.
selfish, fellas. You know, it's about the baby. Whatever is the most healthy for your child or for your situation and your relationship, and really the mother, make sure you just supportive. Of course, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that formula costs a pretty penny. But at the end of the day, you want to be supportive to your significant other, the mother of your child, and just make sure you there. Definitely when you can get out and get the information. Do a
Yeah.
lot of research.
So let's go back to the first week because the first week was really crazy. And I think the first week is starting me like bad. I feel like I was very emotional. I was crying a lot because, yeah, so
She always cry.
yeah, but no,
Cancers.
I was really emotional. I barely cried during my pregnancy, but no, definitely crying a lot, like a lot. Um I feel like because when I told them that she was jaundiced, they kind of ignored me and kind of you a little bit. You were like, oh, no, she's not. But as soon as I brought her home, my mom was like, she's jaundiced. And then as soon as we set her first appointment, when the doctor walked in, she was like, she's jaundiced. So I was like, oh, okay. I know I wasn't making it up. But when we went, we had to actually go get her admitted and into the hospital and basically stay there for like
I
a whole
love
week.
that hospital. They was way better.
Yeah, Banner Desert Medical really was good.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that was in Mesa. So, you know, Gilbert, Mesa. People
Yeah.
would say Mesa more ghetto. But if y'all in Arizona, that was a dope hospital. They listened. The breastfeeding person, what they call them?
Lactation consultant, yeah.
They was dope. They break it down to the T about what to do, how to feed, even giving the guys advice. So I really love that hospital a lot. They listened to her. They was patient with her. I feel like where we was at, they was like it was like strictly business. And I feel like since she didn't do that C-section, she wasn't gonna be in there long anyways. No tears, no rips. They wanted us in and out. I feel.
Yeah,
That's how they treated
definitely.
us. They treated us like a restaurant.
Like
What is it-
microwave.
what is it called?
Oh,
The
what?
hospital? The second one.
Oh, the second one that we went to with
Yeah.
her jaundice, Banner Desert Medical Center.
Man, they was dope.
Yeah.
I would recommend them. The first one, what's their name?
Mercy Gilbert, Dignity Mercy Gilbert. Definitely do not
Man.
avoid that hospital.
Man,
I
she
don't
had
know.
a couple clients though that was telling her they had a great experience. They all did C-sections.
Yeah.
She did vaginal, so I feel like it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's story will be different.
Yeah. Because a lot of the girls, they were
So
like,
would you-
he's so good.
With your experience though now, how would you recommend going to the second one or the first one?
Yeah, definitely the second one. Like I wouldn't, if we did this all over again, I would avoid that OBGYN. And I don't really think it was like too much of him because again, he's the only doctor and he has so many patients. So I wouldn't say that was on him. I really would say it's more the staff there. The hospital.
The second two
is-
girls was dope. The first lady, she was like in and out. She
Yeah.
was trying though. It was late, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So
Yeah,
let's
but
move on to just the first month of the baby, because we could
yeah,
talk all day about that. We 30 minutes in. Let's get to
her
the first month of her being
yeah.
home. So we can go back to the first week. It was hectic. What did you have to do after finding out that she was jaundice? What was the steps leading up to us going to the second hospital?
The steps was we had to get her seen by her doctor. So that was an appointment after I made, and then we had to get her blood drawn, go to LabCorp, and then after that they called us with results and said we have to go get her admitted. And then when we went to the hospital, they tested her again. And I think like seeing them even put the IV in her little hands, I was like, oh my God, it was so like, traumatizing. And we had to be admitted for a couple of days, and they kept like drawing her blood and drawing her blood.
She was going crazy on
And
them
I
drawing
did,
that blood.
yeah, that was so emotional because I'm like, nobody, like, especially moms, like when we see our babies get needles, it's like sad. Well, at least for me. I was
Yeah,
sad. I was
I was
like hurting
cool
for
because I
her.
know I know they just making sure the baby's straight. They
Yeah.
professionals, and how they treated us, I already knew everything was gonna be straight. If it was that first hospital,
And I
I
think
probably would
I
have
was
been in jail.
emotional too because I'm coming out of just giving birth. And now I didn't even get to take a shower for like the first 5 days. So I was like,
Musty,
okay, on
crusty,
top of that,
dusty.
dealing with that and all that, I was like, oh yeah, I was like stressed beyond whatever. But yeah, then she, got healthy and she was able to come home. And yeah, so far, everything after that has been good. But we did have to do like 2 other doctor's appointments just to make sure she was all cleared. And she had her first Halloween, so
Turn up, turn up. She got her Halloween baby. She love Halloween.
I
So
do.
shout out to big homie upstairs. That's the God. You know what I'm saying? He gave her baby. And at the end of the day, our baby. And at the end of the day, I want to ask you a question about this first month, right? So with the first month of having her, how has it's like you getting more in your flow and you getting back to your business, right? What would be some good advice for that first month of the mothers that's breastfeeding? What's some of the things you've been doing? So we're gonna say some tricks and tips for the first month of mothers that's breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding. So I made one mistake. Well, I actually made several mistakes during my breastfeeding journey. So definitely talk to your lactation consultant.
If you
One,
don't have one, make sure you seek out one.
yes,
Ask the hospital.
yeah, and they do have free groups too. The biggest one was me starting her on the breast, and she wasn't latching right, and I didn't know that. So that was one mistake. Second mistake was eventually I ended up still was latching her and ended up causing damage. So I had to not, breastfeed for a whole week, which then I started to pump. And I think just the transition from pumping to breastfeeding was like confusion to her and my body. So the milk supply was going up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm
And
still trying
and
to recover from that.
and TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok actually, oh my gosh, TikTok has been like the biggest help. I'm gonna be honest. Like, yes, I Google and YouTube, but TikTok is like short, fast, and like simple answers that you could see visually too. So I like that. And I've actually been on there. So anytime I have like issues, I go to TikTok and I'll like what
And
and
TikTok dope because it's a lot of real people, real time,
yep. With real
giving you
issues.
giving you the real advice, being organic, not trying to be on Google and just break it down perfectly because every year stuff change, right?
Yeah.
So on TikTok, I feel like they telling it
And you get
straight.
tips
You
on there.
see thousands of mothers giving the game away. So also talk to your doctors, but also talk to the moms who's in the field with y'all.
Yeah.
Fellas, y'all know when they breastfeeding, we just off to the side changing diapers, putting them in the trash.
And I breastfed both my girls before. So my oldest daughter, I didn't have any issue with her
How long you breastfed
latching.
her?
4 months, I didn't have any issues with her latching, drinking. Like I had no issues.
What about Bell? How long you do her?
With my second daughter, I breastfed her for 5.5 to almost 6 months till I went back to work. With her, I kind of had issues with latching at the beginning, but it was fixed easily, and then nothing. Like, so this journey has been different. I will say, my milk supply has been going up and down. A couple of things that has helped me though is just like starting to get myself on a schedule. That's like big, but it's hard because it's like you gotta literally pump every 2 to 3 hours, and that's hard when you got to do other stuff in the house. Like, think about it. If you have 2 hours, you gotta feed her, burp her, and then put her down. And sometimes that could be an hour right there. And then you gotta go wash the bottles. That could be 15 minutes. And then you gotta, come back and you gotta cook or something. So it can get really challenging, where I could see why a lot of women sometimes will say, you know what, I give up on this journey.
And ladies, whatever you do, we respect it.
Yeah.
But try your best not to give up. If y'all look up all the research, breast milk is the best for the kids.
It keeps
Literally,
their immune system
the best.
especially it's a winter time. So that's really why I'm sticking to it.
It's the what?
The winter time.
Man, we in Arizona. We don't get no weather.
Well,
I'm
it
just
is
playing.
cold.
It is cold.
And
I'm
I'm
just
trying
playing.
to keep her immune system, because it has, a lot of benefits with breastfeeding. But that's a main reason why I'm like, okay, I'm sticking to at least trying to breastfeed her at least for 3 months or 4 months if I can.
And whatever y'all do, we pray for y'all child. We pray for y'all pregnancy journey. We just pray for the blessings on your family, the blessings on the mother, the blessings on the father, and the blessings on the village. And if you don't have a village, you do have support groups out there. You do have help out there.
Yes.
Reach out, ask questions.
Ask
y'all
for
can
help.
ask her questions below. Fellas, y'all can holler at me, ask me questions below. I got some good advice for y'all. This my third baby. This her third baby. You know what I'm saying? We got 5 all together. We pros, or you'll never be a pro being a parent.
Yeah,
you
no.
always want to continue learning, but you do want to get better with time. You feel me? Hit
And
us up.
I want to ask you a question. So how's it been for you?
It's been beautiful. Thankful to you. Of course, stuff do happen, right? But at the end of the day, what can you do when you wake up every day and it's a blessing
how's
to have?
breastfeeding journey for you?
Like I said, breastfeeding journey for me, only thing I can do is really walk her around when she crying. Even if they crying, you want to not let them whine as much when they little, because they're trying to communicate. She's only a month, remember that. So don't go into that, oh, let the baby cry. They'll get, no, they're a month. They're trying to communicate with you. Look up and do your own research on that. No judgment over here. But I just try to walk her around. They really observe it, even though they only can see black and white right now.
Yeah.
Depending on the weeks, y'all look that up also. So you want to walk them around, get your little bonding time as possible. I want to change the diapers. I want to be in her face all day long.
Dance with her.
Dance with her, play music. They love music. Definitely instrumentals is good for their brain and their mental health. So do all y'all research on that. So all I do is just try to turn up, be in her face, let my face be recognizable, because they love them boobs. We ain't got that.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of y'all, but most of the dads out there,
She
we
be
ain't got
fighting.
that.
Yeah, she be, even on him. And so how do you feel like you've been with working and trying to juggle like coming home? Because I know you've been having some, you've been sleeping, but then you have some sleepless nights, especially when your neck been messed up.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna tell y'all about them hospital couches, fellas. They make memes about them. Bro, my neck and my back. And I do tattoos, so
My
it's
neck and
crazy,
my back.
right? But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing. I've been great. It's not about me, it's about y'all.
Yeah.
And fellas, that's what I'm gonna teach my son and any man out there, right? It's about them. Be supportive.
Yeah.
Be in tune. And I was telling her the other day, first time dads, everything is going to change. This is not your woman anymore, right? This is our woman. She is raising a little us. Don't be selfish. That first month is you know what. None of the things that y'all was doing to create this baby, you don't supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it though, and they say by the first checkup,
They be pregnant
the
again.
girl be pregnant again. So at the end of the day, make sure y'all connecting with communication. Make sure y'all communicating clearly. I'm talking directly to y'all dads. Make sure that y'all not being selfish. Me being a third time dad, I understand selfishness, right? And I was selfish. I didn't understand this. I didn't have wisdom. I wasn't wise. Make sure you're wise and not worried about what's in between those thighs. You feel me? I know that's how y'all made that baby. But at the end of the day, I promise y'all will love me for this advice. Just love on a woman. Y'all got a lifetime to do that.
Lifetime.
But make sure y'all in this child life for a lifetime. What they say, almost 67% of people
Split up.
will split up because of the baby. Guys say they get boring. Guys say stuff change. Of course, they raising a little you and her. Just be there. Do everything you can. Be a strong man.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging y'all because I went through it. So I'm here from the future in your presence, being able to give you advice. Hopefully you take it. Hit me up if you having any issues. Y'all can DM me. Trust me. A lot of people do for the tattoos. If you're a first-time dad, hit me up. If I don't respond, hit me up again. I get a lot of DMs, but I'm here for y'all fellas. For the ladies, hit her up.
Yeah. And I think for women too, it's a change for us because, again, it's a change for our body. It's a change for our mental. It's a change because we are now trying to like pour so much love into the baby. But then also if you have other kids, you got to pour still love into them and be catering to them. And then you got to cater to your partner, and you still want to cook, and then you still want to clean, and all those things are impossible. And my mom, I like love her because we talk more often now, and she always like says, babe, you're not superwoman, you can't do everything. It's okay. It's okay. They're gonna miss
superwoman.
it's okay that they're gonna miss this. She's like, they're gonna miss, they're not going to remember not a clean house or not a cooked meal this day. And you know, if you have to do
I'm telling
takeout,
y'all, she OCD.
yeah, with cleaning, yeah. And so that's just like a reminder too for women, like it's just a season, and it show, you know, past, just stay in a moment of like gratitude and happiness for the baby.
And what she said, I touch on a season. If you've never been through a season of growth, you don't understand it, right?
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, it seems like it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
Trust me, this newborn process will be over like this. She already 1 month. It seemed like that was just a day ago.
Yep,
right?
it does.
And it's going to be years that fly by. Fellas, it's just a season. Women, it's just a season. Make sure you're enjoying this season.
Yeah, enjoy it. That's one thing. So I told him this. I said with each of my girls, because I've actually did books for each of my girls. And I always like reflect, like, what is this pregnancy?
Wait, hold on. What's a book?
Like a documentary book about their
like
birth.
Like a journal?
Yeah. So like just everything. And I always reflect like what has each pregnancy taught me or showed me for each girl that I do have, like that, like this daughter taught me this daughter taught me this, and this daughter taught me this. And I will say, I told him the other day, she taught me like to slow down in life and enjoy, because like before, I feel like sometimes I'm just like on the go. And y'all always tell me too, like, you too, do you ever like take a break? Even on my days off, you be like, you ripping and running all the time, like you always doing this, you never sitting down, you never doing this, you never. And I'm always doing something, and I never really realized that. But now that she's taught me like to slow down and like enjoy, so now like if I don't do something, I'm like, oh, I don't care, because like I'm looking at her like, oh, look at her little arm, because they grow up so fast, so you only get to experience this. So I now turned that like, oh, to happiness, because now I get to just like stare at her and look at her all day and like smell her and yeah, snuggle with her.
Y'all know that baby cologne different.
If
they could put this in a bottle,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We all will be.
It'll be a rich scent.
I'll give y'all some right here through the
It's
smell
crazy.
of vision. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's definitely a blessing. Slow down, y'all. Life is fast.
Mm-hmm.
We in our 30s.
Yeah.
For y'all that's in y'all teens and y'all 20s and
We'll
y'all
get
30s
our sleep back.
and y'all 40s. I don't know about that part. You ain't getting it back. But just appreciate it. Mm-hmm. It goes so quick. and life isn't perfect. And becoming a parent, you can kind of see where your parents was, because you
That's
might
deep.
be a kid raising a kid.
Yeah.
Because to become a real man and a real woman, it takes you to care for somebody outside of your body. So that goes back to me telling y'all fellas, don't worry about that outside of y'all body. You feel me? Worry about this and this. You'll never be able to get this again. You feel me? And there's a lot of people fighting for this and wanting this, and you have this.
Yeah.
So I pray that y'all learn how to appreciate it. I pray that y'all get the right people around y'all. I
Yep.
pray that y'all make the correct decisions in your own relationship. Take everything with a grain of salt, because even some of the things we say might not relate to the seasoning you putting on your family, the seasoning you putting on your baby.
And be patient with each other. Just be patient and understand both. Like,
And women, be patient with us.
yeah.
It's an emotional change for us too.
Yeah.
It's
I think
not
I
just about
snapped
the
on
woman.
you one time about our difference in changing diapers. We had like a whole little argument about changing diapers.
I don't even
Because I
remember
was
what
like,
happened.
I change it this way. And he's like, he changes this way. And
Oh yeah, and then when I showed, she was like, "Nobody do that," and I went to Tick Tizzle, and they was doing it that way
yeah.
too.
And then I'm like, okay. Yeah. Just, you know.
And that way, I was putting the diaper under the diaper.
Yeah.
And then, by the time you wipe and do whatever you do, and you pull a dirty diaper out, the clean diaper under it.
Yeah.
Comment down below which way
I
y'all
think-
like. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, one thing I will say is like each of you will do something different, like he may make a bottle a certain way, I may make, you know what I mean? So I think like those small things shouldn't really matter. Like it's not big, So yeah, I
Yeah,
was
just
like
be patient, be cautious, do your research, listen to your significant other, ask your doctor.
yes, always ask.
Check up on your baby and yourself. Definitely for the ladies and the babies. You feel me? Fellas, y'all pay attention closely. I'm talking about that postpartum. It's serious.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Trust me. And you will have to be very strong. A lot of women leaving the guys with babies now, right? So
Yeah,
be
that's
very
crazy.
strong, be very wise, and just secure them more. I'm not judging none of y'all. Just be better at whatever y'all can be. So also, what's a big takeaway from your first month of having Delia?
My biggest takeaway, I will say is definitely, like I said, is enjoying the moment because yes, it's been a lot of sleepless nights. Okay, a lot because I have to get up like 3 times in the middle of the night to breastfeed. And I think that that can get in your head, but when that does, I always just like, oh, I gotta enjoy this because it literally is gonna go by within a year, and she's never gonna be this small. She's never gonna be small like she was on day one, and it just goes by so fast. So just really enjoy it and really like live in the moment of like happiness.
I
Cause
saw a Instagram and a YouTube short, right? And I showed it to her, but she really couldn't relate to it. It was like, like in those moments y'all get mad at y'all kids or y'all get frustrated with things. Imagine, close your eyes, they say, and imagine them being grown one day. Imagine them not being able to get this moment back. Imagine giving the advice that you wanted your parents to give. Because I remember back then, our parents used to tell all of us, stay in a child's place. Go to the kids' table. And they didn't have the big boy talks with us. They didn't have the big girls talk with us. You know what I'm saying? We went over there. So make sure, she taught me that a lot. Have those conversations. If it's in the car, have it. If it's in the morning, have it. Tell your kid why you doing stuff. They're a kid. They don't understand. So break down to those kids why you doing this. Ask them their emotions. It's not wrong either way. They're a child. And this is your child. Enjoy every moment. Remember, this child is going to be with somebody else in the future.
Yeah.
Somebody else's son, somebody else's daughter. If this was your daughter or your son, what would you tell them to do? How would you want them to act?
Yeah.
Because I think as we get older, they teach us family is everything. Remember, recreating real families outside of those families.
Yeah.
That village, you will have to go create a new village. You feel me? So now you want to make this a city, not just a village. Remember, it's a bigger thing in the process.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say my advice to y'all is be patient in all aspects. I wasn't that. She definitely probably wasn't that either. And y'all probably ain't that now. But be patient. Think for the child. Think,
Always. Yeah.
read books, watch videos, watch podcasts like this. Make sure y'all like. Any questions, y'all can comment down below. We'll do new videos in the future. I think we almost an hour in, 50 minutes in.
Wow.
Is it
That's
anything you want to say to them?
I just want
To
to
the
say
mamas and the
all the
daddies.
moms, to all the moms. I think for dads, you gave really good advice. For all the moms, I would say hang in there, and I would say that you should think of it or try to think of it like when you are having those days, and you know what type of days I'm talking about. That these moments do not last forever, and that you should be thankful and grateful that God has given you a seed, because that is like the biggest blessing that you can actually receive. To me, I feel like that's our purpose for moms, like being here and recreating purpose in life, and just loving someone, outside of yourself, because that takes a lot. And you definitely just want to live in the moment. Like, it goes by so fast.
And like she said, God give you a seed, right? So we see these great, big, tall trees. We don't see their roots. You don't know what that tree went through to grow tall, because the roots are the same length as the top. You feel me? They might be spreading long. They might be spreading deep. But at the end of the day, they spreading, right? And every day, life is short. I lost a lot of people this year. I went through a lot this year, right? But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful blessing. With one life leaving, another life is coming. And while we enjoying this short life, make sure that you appreciate it more. And it's coming from y'all auntie and unc at 30-something.
We auntie and unc now.
Auntie and unc now, you feel me? So listen to unc, listen to auntie. Any questions, hit unc up, hit auntie up.
Yeah.
Women over there, fellas over here. We love y'all. Blessings on y'all
And
journey.
thank you for listening and tuning in.
Tune in to more. Comment down below if y'all
And make
like
sure y'all
this.
subscribe.
Yeah.
And send this video to someone who is going to have a baby, or someone that you want to start a conversation with. If you plan on having kids, this would be a good video to watch
And y'all
too.
see little baby right there? She already moving. Y'all know what she wants.
She want that milk, yeah.
She want that milk. And guess what I could do? Change the diaper after. I'm the toilet. She the milk it.
He really
You feel
is
me?
the toilet though.
Right when I grab her, all
Every
she
time
ready to do.
he comes home from work, it's like she waits till he comes home, and she like lets it go. Like, I'm talking about explode.
And fellas, I don't like that job, but hey, I gotta clean up the shh. You feel me?
Yeah.
We catch y'all in the next video. We love y'all. We thank y'all. We pray for y'all.
Yes.
And I want to pray abundance over your family, patience over your family, blessings over your kids,
And healthy
blessings over
pregnancies.
Yep, everything and anything. We love y'all. We
Bye.
out.